Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys, and today I want to say happy holidays to all you guys, and I'm super appreciative. Guys, if you're watching this part of the video, I want to say special thank you. I'm so grateful for you guys being such amazing viewers, for you guys liking, commenting, sharing the videos, watching the videos from the start to the finish. You guys have made Boost in Motion a very successful YouTube channel in the 2020 time, especially with the pressing times. And I'm super thankful, and I'm glad that I always am there to lend an ear to answer you guys' questions at Boost in Motion on IG, Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. I realize that I bring something to the market that not a lot of other YouTubers do, and I've tried to make my YouTube as helpful as possible for anybody that's in the community of the Q50 Q60, even Infiniti and Nissan community, anything within my experience. So I'm super thankful for you guys, but outside of that, let's jump right into the video. So I'm making this video to pretty much I would say answer, but the top 5 answered asked questions of 2020 as the Boost in Motion family. So number 1, the top number 1 question is, Boost, which one would you get, the 3.7 or the 3.0T? This is one of the most common questions on the YouTube channel. And in a short answer, you guys have to choose to purchase what you really want for your car. This is going to be the car that you choose to pay for, insurance, gas, and everything. You want to make a proper commitment. So number 1, I would explain this. We're not talking about the 2.0T or 3.5 hybrid. Unfortunately, that's not the common question. So we're only talking about the 3.0T and 3.7 because that's the most common question. If you want to get a car for reliability and you don't want to do too much to it other than change the tires, change the oil, change the brake pads, and that's pretty much it, get the 3.7. It's a very reliable VQ motor for the VQ series, 20 years of engineering. That car is pretty much great, amazing engine. Of course, there'll be any regular maintenance you have to do to the car, such as a starter or alternator going out, but I recommend the 3.7. And depending on what you want the use of the car for, if you are into modifying, like you want to add on air suspension and wheels, the 3.7 is perfect for that too, because you guys don't really necessarily want the performance. Of course, a lot of parts are interchangeable between the 3.7 and 3.5 when it comes to aesthetic modifications and some exhaust modifications. But outside of that, if you want to get into the performance, this is the other thin line, guys. Remember, this car is necessarily the same exact car. So when you go to 3.0T, this is when you guys start seeing 500, 600, 700 horsepower 3.0Ts. If you know that that's the performance you want to move over towards over aesthetic modifications, like, well, you still want the aesthetics modifications of the Q50, but you want to be able to have a higher glass ceiling to continue to break through, the 3.0T is the car that you want to go into. At the end of the day, you're going to have reduced reliability because at the end of the day, there's more moving components. It is a twin turbocharged V6 motor. Like, what do you expect? Things are going to happen. Things are going to break. It may not be as often, but this car has been out for at least 5 to 6 years now, and we know all the most pesky problems on the VR30 for the last 5 years of ownership. And to be quite honest, compared to a lot of other twin turbo V6 or forced induction cars out there, this is one of the many forced induction engines out there that are relatively reliable. Even though some of you guys complain about it, if you go to other forced induction cars, there's way more gremlins than the VR30 holds. So once again, that is the number 1 question. Okay, cool. Number 2, the second top question I get asked on this channel is the JB4 reliable? Yes. You guys always ask me because it's typically just Burger Tuning JB4 is just a boost controller. It is not a tune. So when you plug it in, it runs off the stock MEPS and it allows you to increase the amount of boost pressure, which also and thus means that you gain more horsepower, right? And that's it. They've tested this unit out. There's other units on the market, but I would say the JB4 boost controller is one of the best ones because you can data log the car, which means you can look and see if the car is running right. And also on top of that, you can change the amount of PSI, there's valet mode, and there's a few other features on the Burger Tuning JB4, which is relatively reliable. In other communities, such as the BMW community or the older BMWs, the JB4 isn't the best. But in the VR30 community, it is perfectly fine to use. You set it and you forget it. And if you guys purchase it, you can buy it and you can always resell it. It is a device. It is an electronic device that works freaking great. And if you just want to get a quick bump in power, this is one of the best modifications to do. Now, this actually moves on to number 3, though. To be quite honest with you guys always ask me, Boost, should I get a JB4 or a tune? So, knowing that the JB4 is a boost controller, you guys ask me, should you get a tune? And I'll kind of put this in line with would it void warranty. The thing about it is, remember in the number 3 here, the burger tuning makes you quicker. The tuning makes you faster. Remember that every tuner, this is a person with a laptop, the results will vary depending on what type of tuning you go with. So always try to look in the market of different tuners in your neighborhood or in your area, or maybe they can be able to give you a remote tune from far. But there are different tuners out there that will give you different results, but try to go with a reputable tuner. And kind of also in line with this third question, will it void warranty? It's always a compilation of questions. The tune is just a reflash of the ECU, pretty much just like a computer. You reflashed it, right? And necessarily, I know Infiniti's watching, the techs are not looking for this. If there's a material failure of, let's say, the AC compressor, they're not looking to see if the car is tuned because the AC compressor went out. No, it's a material failure under warranty. But understand this, if there ever is a major serious issue where they do think that there was some fraudulent stuff going on, they can definitely look into it and see that there's a flash counter on the car, and they can say your car was modified and or tuned, and we don't want to grant you your warranty. So always remember that, okay? And also, you guys asked me within the same number 3 question, is the JB4 would it void warranty? It is a device that you leave in and you take out. So if you go in for service, unplug it. It takes 5 minutes to go in and 2 minutes to come out. Just unplug it. That's it. Unplug the device. Some of you guys haven't done that. And I've got the DMs from you guys. He's like, I forgot to take it out. Now they don't want to do this. Exactly. Okay. Let's go into the 4th question. So the 4th question I actually get is, what's the best downpipes for the VR30? Literally. And or the best for test pipes for the 3.7. This is also a compilation of G37 and 370Z owners too, because you guys, the test pipes for the 3.7 are interchangeable between those different models. Yes, but also for the 3.0T, you guys asked me the best downpipes. I'm gonna say it on video, so you guys are gonna flame me again. I've even had people from reputable shops clown boostinmotion. They don't say it, but I know they're clowning me. It is what it is. But the statement I always make is, yo, it's still just pipe. It is literally just pipe. Now, there's different type of craftsmanship that go into it so that you have the proper amount of fitment. So usually when you spend more money on the proper craftsmanship, you have better fitment, right? But when it comes to a test pipe or a downpipe for the 3.0T, the difference between the two different motors, remember, test pipe for 3.7, the NA, and downpipe for 3.0T. Sometimes they call it downpipes for regular naturally aspirated cars. Remember that, excuse me, remember that when the car is catless, it doesn't have any cats, it's just straight pipe for the downpipe or the test pipe, then necessarily just remove the cat, that's it. It's the same 304 steel or whatever steel that they might use. So you're not going to gain more power going with the test pipe or downpipe that costs 300% more. You know what I'm saying? So I'll always recommend it. If you have a 3.0T, you can go with the Megan downpipes, only $150 as of this video. And I believe PLM also makes their downpipes, which is $150. It doesn't make sense for you to spend $400, $500, $600 for downpipes. For what? Especially when the more affordable ones have had good reliability and pretty much have gotten the job done. I'm just being honest with you guys. Like it's just I'm never mad at the people who want to buy the name brand. You guys are gonna do that all day. It's your money. And I know some people are like to match a brand. So if you have a brand that does downpipes and exhausts and intakes, you want to match them together. I get that. But in some cases, that's not everyone's pocket. So I'm never going to play somebody who wants to spend the most amount of money on something. But I also think that people shouldn't put down on people who pick something that's more affordable for their pockets. Just being honest. But, you know, that's the world. The world is what the world is. Same thing for the 3.7. It doesn't make sense for you to spend $700, $800 on test pipes. You're literally only gaining like 5 to 10 wheel horsepower. Literally. So if you just spend hundreds of dollars more on test pipes that you could have got for $80 to $100. Doesn't make sense. All right. Okay. Just always remember that. All right. And I think honestly, the final question, the top question on the channel, that I've gotten from exhaust, the best, well, I didn't get the question. The question, I never really got the question for the best exhaust. I'm just trying to think about it on the top of my head. Oh, fifth question. Will these wheels fit? That is probably one of the top, it is one of the top questions, because it is such a question that is very subjective for this platform. I've had people from Q50s, G37s, 370Zs, Maximas ask me, will these wheels fit? Because I've made some fitment videos. And even though I used to work in the tire and wheel industry, it's very hard, because when it comes to having a bigger brake system, you know, the bigger racing brakes, calipers you would call them, right? Some guys would call them racing brakes, but they're just bigger calipers. You will run into fitment issues because the wheel may not be able to mount onto the wheel surface because the caliper is pushing against the spokes of the wheel. So this is what I would say on video as a last answer to that. Take your car, Google your car on that specific wheel. So I'll throw out a brand here. Let's say you have a 370Z and you want to put RPF ones on your car. Put that in the Google search and put in 370Z on Enki RPF ones. And you'll see the different specs and sizes, wheels that people use. There's plenty of information out there. Also, shout out to Fitment Industries. They actually been pioneering this too, on people posting up their wheel setups and how they got it done. So you can also shout out to Fitment Industries to creating a gallery of that too. But you can use Google Images, or you can use Fitment Industries and Google that wheel on your car and try to see if they have the similar brakes. But most of the time, if you guys don't have the sport brake option on your Nissan or Infiniti, majority of the time the wheels will fit a lot easier depending on how wide you got the wheel or the offset. But always see if you can look into that. Outside of that, that's the best I can really tell you. What I would say is also, if the wheels were fit on, let's say if the wheels cleared also on a G37, understand it's gonna clear on a Q50 too, because we have very similar wheel and tire setups. Especially, I would say that the coupes, usually you can go with a slightly wider wheel, but not much. So usually the G37 coupes and sedans have similar wheel fitment. And that also transfers to the 370Z. That also transfers for the Q50 and the Q60. And a few other, now that's pretty much the only amount of cars. They're very similar when it comes to wheel dimensions. That's what, from my own experience, from having a G sedan to a Q50, and to a few other makes and models that my friends have and I help them with. So that's the best I can really sit there and tell you and compile it into one. So these are this is pretty much the top 5 questions I've got asked on this channel. I do want to throw in a bonus question, because, like, why not? The bonus question, I would honestly sit there and say that I've gotten on this channel that I would say became very, very, very repetitive. And it got me to the point that I became very upset, because I've made plenty of videos about it. It goes back to the Burger Tuning JB4. You guys always ask me, what map should I run? And that has been one of the most pesky, annoying questions that have ever come across me. I don't work for Burger Tuning, unfortunately, I don't. But here's what I will sit there and say today. I have plenty of videos where I talked about the proper maps to run with the fuel you run and the model of car you have, if you have the 300 horsepower version or the 400 horsepower version of the VR30. Also, same thing with questions when it comes to, I live in California where they only have 91. So what map should I run? So I have a few videos talking about the proper maps to run for your specific 300 horsepower version, 400 horsepower version, or if you're running on 91 fuel. And or E30 mixes if you want to run. But also you can go to N54 Fanatics. Just put in like JB4 Q50 and put in like N54 on Google searches or Google search. What will come up is a whole long thread of the maps that are specifically used. People are going to talk about their specific amount of maps they run on their car and see how good the data logs have come out on their car. That also including this bonus, what's your map 6 setting. So let me just finish it off. That group is going to have a bunch of information. There's also Q50 Q60 groups on Facebook and online, like orgs, where people have put up their data logs and what pretty much the type of maps that they're running to. But to finish it off, map 6 too. Understand, my map 6 isn't going to be your map 6. I live in Brooklyn, New York, where it may be 40 degrees outside, so I can run more aggressive map because it's a lot cooler outside. It's a lot denser. The DA is a lot lower, so my map 6 isn't going to be the map 6 that you guys are running up where it's 4,000 feet above sea level and it's about 70-80 degrees out there. There's less air up there, so you guys need to run more, technically run more PSI to make more power because there's a lot less oxygen, and also that DA could be a lot higher depending on the air density up there. So this comes down to the idea of always data logging under the map 6, know how your car runs right, if your car is running right, and always data log. I won't say always data log, but data log so you can get more custom and see what your car is actually doing, how it's reacting to the fuel, how it's reacting to the elevation, the sea level, the DA, and the amount of fuel that's in the car. You just want to know if the car is running right and how the car feels. You want to make sure it's running right. So outside of that, guys, that's the biggest compilation that I can actually put. Sorry for making you guys watch it so long, but I think this is one. I think that I gave short answers to some of the most common questions. And what I want to sit there and say is, listen, guys, I'm gonna say it again. I'm super appreciative of you guys for always banging with Boost. I'm super appreciative of you guys supporting the channel. I'm super appreciating you guys who actually sent me Cash App for chicken wings and shots, you know, on my lives on Instagram and also on here. I'm super appreciative of you guys who've been buying the merch below at the Teespring account. When this video goes up, this is probably going to be the last amount of shirts that I'm going to have up. I'm changing up the style slightly for the new year. So if you want to buy the last amount of merch, this is your time to actually choose to purchase it. But I'm just super thankful. And I hope you guys have an amazing 2021. I know in 2020, we went through a lot of different changes in our life. And I really want you guys to just go for something that you never thought you can go for. Like, we're men. We want to raise our families. We want to raise our children. We want to take care of our parents. We want to take care of the ones that we love the most around us. And I believe that together we can continue to get to a better place in this world. And I really just want us to just generally love each other, no matter, and I said it on my other videos before, no matter our race, sex, color of our skin. It doesn't make sense anymore. We need to stop this. We need to continue to move forward. If you're a bad person, stay over there. If you're a good person, come here, because we need to love each other and express the love amongst our fellow brothers, no matter whatever they look like. That's it. But outside of that, guys, we have good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Happy holidays. You're probably going to see one more video from me before the end of this year. And then, guess what? New card to the channel. Thank you. You have a good day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some Boost in Motion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.